picking up the rest of these planets. Now, one of the things I haven't mentioned, because we started off with so many colonizers, if cities allow you to build colony ships at the planet at which you build them. So our home planet does have the ability to launch new colonizers, which these other planets don't. So long as you have a population of over 1, you're going to be able to launch these colonizers. So here we go. We get another 4 fighters. We're going to send those over to here. And as you can see, we're slowly picking up more and more in the growth rate. So we're now at a nice, good, healthy 36 extra percent. And here we go. As you can see, we can't quite make it. So we stop off here for a single turn. And what we're going to do, colonizer is not going to be needed. So we're going to strip off those. And we'll send the colonizer on, because we don't need to worry about fighters, because there's nothing protecting there. Nothing protecting them. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch another colonizer, and we're going to send that off over to here. Now we've only got the ability to control one more planet, and I've just produced another colony ship. So what we're going to do is going to swap over to Empire temporarily. And given that this is the stage of the game, the research isn't going to take too long, but if we want to enhance it, probably want to be thinking and trying to go to the small alien wreck, at least until we start getting bomber. And here we go, we've now got our first bomber production. Now this is good. So these are the only ships that are going to be able to actually destroy the population of planets. But in order to let them do their job, we need to try and defend them, because planets have defenses which will slowly whittle away the number of fighters that you've got. So what we're going to do is we're going to send it over to our friendly planet. We're going to colonize this place down here. Now, extra mineral resources, so we can build fighters and also facilities a lot quicker here. Not much to do here. So on a small planet like that, I like to turn them into a research centre. As you can see, as we've gone over this last planet, we can't found another colony because we've got too many at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back, sit over this research, because it will just provide us an extra 25%, which will slowly push us towards the Empire, which means that we can populate these a little bit quicker. And then also we're just waiting for all these bombers to slowly circulate their way around, and so we can launch the final assaults. So as you can see, we produced 3 and 2 this turn, and next turn we're going to produce 4 fighters. Now we could get rid of the research centre to create extra bombers, or we could try and maintain the population on this world, so in order to help increase the rate at which they expand. But for the moment, we're just going to slowly move them out, and we're just going to keep ticking this over. So here we go, we can now reach this planet over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to split up. Well, we've got 17 fighters. Bit of a dangerous sized group, we don't want too many to be there. And we're going to leave 25 fighters behind. Send the rest up to support them, and send the rest here. And then also, now this planet has started to produce fighters, so what we're going to do is we actually want to keep up with the production rate. Now actually one of the things we could do is we could start sending some of our spare fighters over here. This means we're going to be able to increase the rate at which we produce other fighters, and the rest of the fighters will make the slow travel over here so we can slowly defeat our opponents. As you can see, Empire is going along quite strongly. We've got the new set of fighters coming down. And as you can see, it's just slowly tagging along. Now, one more turn of this. Oops. He managed to slip by. Now, fortunately, one of the things I seem to have done is clicked previous turn and to cause all my fighters to move down over here. Now one of the things is the game does have auto move for your ships, so if you've given them a target and tell them where to go, if you haven't moved at the end of the turn, it'll move them for you. So anyway, we just now with the increase in empire, we can colonise this new planet, which gives us ancient defences. Now, if you remember from one of the fights, it showed that they had an extra 15% efficiency when they were fighting over it, when fighting our opponents over it. That means your defensive ability of your fleets are going to be quite strong over this planet, but it also means that the rate at which you can destroy the population is also heavily reduced, so you need more bombers to try and be just as effective. But also, because this is a small planet, we're just going to focus on research. Now, as you can see, with that one increase of empire, we can only control one additional planet. There's lots more planets we can control. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep on empire for the time being. Now, as you can see, he's got 6 fighters over here. Now, this poses a potential threat over here, but given that his propulsion is not going to be that much, he's probably not going to be able to make it over here. So what we'll do is we'll combine all our fighters together and get ready for a full frontal assault on him. And as you can see, his fighters, when they were sitting over the planet, reduced from 6 to 5. He had no effect on our population, which still increased. So what we're going to do, let's go over, wipe out his fighters, and start sending in the next wave. And also, as you can see here, we got the fighters slowly being produced now. We've got the factory ready. And we'll send the fighter over to support this group, which is going to slowly try and defeat the number of ships here, the population here. As you can see, he's just slipped out a little group just out of the way. But what we're going to do, we're not going to let that happen. I'm going to send this group here, combine these two fleets together. Oh my word, that was, even though we had, we got a good number and we were able to get the initiative, we overwhelmed them and we just basically kicked their butts. So now, unfortunately this group has now run out of movement, so there's nothing we can do with them, but we can now move this next group up ready in preparation. Now ideally we're probably going to need to start putting some fighters over here soon, but our production rate isn't quite enough to handle everything he's going to be throwing out at us. Yes. As you can see, he's producing 6 fighters a turn. Now this is going to be putting quite a strain on our entire supply of fighters, because we'll have to deal with them every single turn. So until we get some more bombers together, we're going to just stay away from his main planet. And we take out those. As you can see, with the increase in empire, we gained one more planet. Now, as you get higher up in the tech levels for empire, instead of just gaining one planet at a time, you start gaining 2, 3, 5, 10, and such the like. So it starts to get exponentially a lot higher. Now, what we're going to do is going to start sending the last of these troops over to finish off this planet, which is slowly, I think, still even growing. We still don't have enough bombers to actually make a dent. As you can see, he actually took out the last of our... We only had 2 fighters being produced there, and he managed to take them out. And as you can see, population has grown from 2.70 to 2.75. So our bombers are just not effective enough. Just 3 of them is not effective enough to destroy them. However, we're going to put another 10 in there. So we should see the rate at which we destroy the opposition go up quite considerably. And in the meantime, we're just going to keep funneling all of these different groups down. Now, over here, we're going to want to create another colonizer, because we have some room. And we'll start sending them down to that spare planet. And so there we go. And now this time, when we look at the population, it's gone from 2.75 down to 2.30. This is a lot more effective. So now what we're going to do, combine these groups, take out his fighters that are starting to cause an issue, and start getting them ready to go to our next target. Now as you can see over here, this fighter, which has been sitting on an asteroid field for some time, the asteroid field's now disappeared. And over here we've now got, instead of guest cloud which we're on, we've got some research available. So we're going to go take that and